But yeah, so Jake, you've been on top of, I feel like, all the coaching searches this summer with your reporting at Bleacher Report, but you have, most recently reported on Ime Udoka's couple recent hires out of Portland. It seems like, is it fair to say it's going to be an all Portland staff here for Udoka out of the gate based off of how he's going here? And what's your read in terms of what he's trying to do with his staff right now out of the gate?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be entirely Portland people, but that seems to be an early theme for at least, the major players on the front of his bench. I know there's definitely a lot of talk still that they're looking to bring on. Like, I think Jared Weiss wrote this yesterday. There's no definitive answer yet that Will Hardy's going to be the lead assistant guy, the associate head coach. There was talk for a while. Alvin Gentry might be a name they're looking at. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So I think there's still, changes to be made and people to be added. I know they're bringing on a player development guy out of Philly's video room. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it seems to me, I think the biggest takeaway, you look around the league, a lot of front offices are just telling their head coach, this is going to be your staff. And it seems like Brad's been very collaborative with Ime in doing so. And I honestly, I don't share too many opinions out there, but I'm a fan of that perspective. I think that's the best collaborative way to build this is a team after all. Everyone needs to be working together at a certain point.
What are you hearing on the you talked about the front office, about Boston's front office? Are they interviewing anyone, whether it's for a GM position or any number of other positions within the front office?
I haven't checked on it in a little bit, but the last I heard was definitely that the Landry Field stuff still seems to be having momentum. I don't know how you want to phrase it. It hasn't gone away. I think, definitely Alison Fischer is someone who's going to play a prominent role, it sounds like. And she was the only person, along with Brad and ownership, in interviews with head coaches, and definitely in Ime's final interview and all that type of stuff. And anyone around that team, Brian knows that that front office has been probably the smallest in the league for decades now. It's been Danny Ainge and his homies, and that's great. It worked for a long time, but clearly, things took a different turn. And I think Brad is definitely looking to add in some new flavors and some new voices, and also kind of diversify the background of the people that he's working with as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, like you said, and I think you were one of the first to report on Landry Fields out there as a potential candidate, way back when this change first started. But it seemed, at this point, we're a week away from the draft. I would imagine any of these changes, they're going to come after this offseason. It seems like at this point, it's clear that, just from talking to you, it's you're not going to make a big change like that this close to the draft and free agency. So maybe it kind of seems like Brad's going to probably look at what he has right now. He obviously knows these guys in the front office very well, but they can have collaborated with them forever. But then maybe he's just going to use this, how things go this off season, and then use it as not an evaluation tool, but figure out, okay, who else might potentially supplement this. Is that kind of what you kind of see in terms of from the people you talk to?
Yeah, I think that's across the board. There's a lot of talk of after the draft. And I think also it's interesting, when the move first happened, right? A lot of people around the league everyone expected Ainge to exit stage left, right? But most people were shocked by the Brad news. And the immediate reaction to a lot of people was well, what does this mean for Mike Zarren? And then the talk pretty quickly was, Zarren's going to be the shadow operator guy. He'll be the one pulling the strings, and Brad will be the figurehead. But that does not sound like it at all right now. It really does sound like Brad is, the engine driving this thing. And I think he seems to be someone, we can talk about this later, in the book, but when he first got that coaching job back in 2013, Brad seems to be someone who likes to ask a lot of questions and reach out to people who he thinks are smart and wants to get their opinion on things before he really establishes what he's actually trying to do. And I think that's kind of been what's mirrored here so far. I think the slowness, the gradual process, just kind of taking it a day at a time seems to be the way he's kind of been operating so far.
Hi guys, Cedric Maxwell here. I want to take a minute to tell you about Marigold Medical. I'm used to keeping my body in great shape, but with arthritis, Even the most simple, everyday tasks became unbearable. As soon as I called Marigold Medical, I knew I was in good hands. No drugs, no surgery, just an experienced team of caring professionals that wanted to get me back to doing the things I love. Make the call to Marigold Medical and get back to pain-free life.